What a way to sabotage themselves. They even prolonged the launch of their game from February to April when Honkai Star Rail releases. This is the first self-destruction of 2023. Dead before launch. Soft launch with progress carrying over for select regions. That's a great idea. Valiant Force 2 and this game both hate re-rolling. I mean, do they know how gacha works? I love watching gacha devs and publishers shoot themselves in the foot. It feels so calming. If this game is dumb enough to launch around the same time as Star Rail, well, GG. Do you ever get that feeling like these developers, these publishers, these gacha studios don't really know exactly what they're doing? Because not only did they release the official launch for Higan Eruthyll, which is an anime-inspired, turn-based RPG until Honkai Star Rail was releasing. But they are soft launching the game in select regions. And there is no iOS option for players that play on their iPhone like I do. There is no option to log in as a guest at all. So you are forced to sign in. So you cannot re-roll on your account. And according to this Reddit thread, players are also not going to receive the launch rewards. I don't know if this is specific just to this soft launch or what. I don't know, let's go ahead and take a look at the tweet here, because this just seems absolutely asinine to me. And like, if the game launches in this state, there is no doubt in my mind it will be dead on arrival, as was common sentiment in the Reddit threads that we saw just a minute ago. This is an FAQ for Higan Eruthyll. Dear directors, you're welcome to the soft launch of Higan Eruthyll. To help you better prepare for the soft launch, we summarize some frequently asked questions for your reference. Now, I will note here, I actually enjoyed Higan Eruthyll. I did. Like, I played, I think I streamed it for 2 separate days, and I played it for surplus of hours both days. It was a fun game. Comparatively to Honkai Star Rail, it is of an entire different caliber, an entire different quality, which doesn't make it a bad game, but it just makes it inferior. The soft launch is only available on Androids. Players will be able to play on iOS in our upcoming official release. But as you saw at the beginning, data is going to carry over. Is the soft launch open to all countries? No. Singapore, Malaysia, and Canada. Asia, and Canada. The upcoming official release will be available to global players in more areas. Will my data and progress be saved when the game officially launches? All data and progress made during the soft launch will be saved, and you can log into the soft launch server as usual when the game releases officially. So, any progress that you make during this soft launch will carry over when the game officially launches, which means that players are going to be substantially further ahead of us iOS players, of us players that do not live within Singapore, Malaysia, or Canada. So these people are given a significant bonus, a significant advantage when it comes to actually playing the game. I know a lot of people are going to see that as being very unfair. When will the soft launch begin? February 23rd. That is actually 3 days from now, or 2 days from now, when I post a video. And actually the day I get home from my vacation, so that's kind of cool. Is the number of seats limited? There's no limit to the number of spaces open. I mean, when you're limiting it to Singapore, Malaysia, and Canada, they're not really known to have like the highest total population, so can I log in as a guest? No. Is there any benefit if I top up in the soft launch? There will be a top-up rebate event in the soft launch, which guarantees huge benefit to jumpstart your experience in the official release. Here's how it works. Players who participate in the top-up can claim a bunch of items. Players who topped up during the previous beta and this soft launch will receive different rebate. So, okay, Okay, so you're going to receive increased rewards if you spend during this soft launch when the game officially launches. So they are incentivizing you to spend during this soft launch phase. The soft launch phase is not an official launch. It is, I guess, more closely resembling an open beta test, if anything. Like, they're releasing this in select countries, smaller countries, so they can kind of roll it out on a larger scale and kind of see and react to and therefore fix the bugs in real time before they really have any kind of significant impact on the player base, which I guess, you know, like, in the grand scheme of things isn't bad, because that means we should hopefully get a higher quality version of the game when it releases for the rest of us. Where can I download the game? On the Google Play Store. Gotcha. What are the device requirements for running it? Pretty average. What should I do when there's an installation error? Probably quit the game, because you're not going to get around it if Nikkei or any of the other recently released games or anything to base this off of. What should I do if the game crashes? Probably uninstall it. What should I do if I encounter blurred or low resolution images? Probably go into your settings and increase them. I feel like I'd be terrible at tech support. Have you tried pulling it out and putting it back in again? Have you tried turning your computer off and turning your computer back on again? How do I claim the rewards for pre-registration? Same way as every other game. How do I contact customer service? Well, there isn't really going to be any, so you don't. Where can I get the latest information about the game? On all of our official social media profiles. Honestly, like... they're really not setting themselves up for success here. You know what I mean? They're launching around the exact same time as Honkai Star Rail. Honkai Star Rail is a significantly higher quality game. It is a game that is funded and advertised, marketed by Hoyo. Like, you cannot launch your game and have your game be the same kind of game and expect it to receive any kind of success. Eruthyll released, I think, last month, right? A month ago, 2 months ago. And it saw some relative success. The reason it saw that success was because there was no real competition for it. It wasn't competing against other games of the exact same type. So there were millions of people all interested in a new game. They went to it, they played it. A bunch of them left, sure. A bunch of them also stayed and have been enjoying themselves since. But this game is not going to be able to succeed in garnering or obtaining or retaining any kind of player base when a game of not marginally better, but substantially better quality is going to be releasing at the exact same time. Honestly, I do think allowing for players to play a soft launch of a game and then have some kind of advantage is unfair. I will note that it is definitely unfair. Is it going to impact me? No, I don't believe this is a multiplayer game where multiplayer is at its core. So it's not going to provide some kind of like pay to win advantage over the rest of us. I do think them receiving additional rewards for increased spending. So the more they spend, the more they get is a little bit unfair, because it's going to give whales more than those of us that don't have the opportunity that would spend the same thing. Like it is unfair. That's the general gist of it. It is unfair, sure, but it is not going to inhibit us. It is not going to stop us from enjoying the game. I do think the whole re-rolling thing is really dumb for the soft launch. You can't log in as a guest and then connect your account later. You're screwed. You're kind of forced to just go with what you get, which is how I play anyway. So really, like, again, this is not a big deal to me, but I know it is for some people. This, unfortunately, like, I know I'm going to get some crap for saying this, but Higan Eruthyll, when it launches, it will probably attract a percentage of players, but for the most part, given its competition and the time it's released at, this is unfortunately going to be a dead game. You can't contest that opinion. It's not even an opinion. It is fact. Now, If Higan Eruthyll is not your thing, no problem. I got you covered with 2 different videos on screen right now. These are both videos you absolutely need to check out. One featuring a list of the most incredible looking anime gacha games slated to release this year in the year of 2023. The other featuring a list of how your favorite gacha games are doing, well, this year too.